Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. Beware, you're in for a mediocre movie.
I wish I had an American girlfriend.
What is going on, guys? Save my world. Stardust-oneworldreviews here, and today I'm here to review Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. So Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween is directed by Ari Sander, the same person who did Duff a few years ago, which actually that'd be a pretty good movie, and this year's Netflix movie Wedding First Marriage, I thought it'd actually be a surprisingly good film. And here you got people like Wendy Coverly, Madison Eisman, Jim Ray Taylor, Chris Pullman, Ken Jeong, and you got the only person that prizes both in the first movie, Jack Black as R.L. Stein. And I don't remember how long this takes place, like after the events of the first movie, but basically these two boys and going to this house and end up releasing this book and then releases slapping the dummy along with the other Goosebumps once it's this town and must stop their destruction on Halloween night. Now, I was actually kind of excited for a sequel, honestly. That's probably because I'm honestly a fan of the original one that was released 2015. While I wouldn't put on my actual 2015 best list like I originally did when I did my original 2015 list, while I wouldn't put it on that list, it's still a blast. It's still a blast of a film. I still have a time in my life watching that movie. It definitely isn't perfect, but it's a film that really captures a lot of the essence of Goosebumps. It's not only going to be scary, but it's also pretty funny, hilarious, has great characters, great acting, and a lot of great monsters. Some scenes could have been better, but it was overall a great and one of the most entertaining films I saw that year. And so I was still pretty curious to see what they're going to do with a sequel, honestly. I was kind of curious, but I've been hearing a lot of different ideas about the director returning, and I was a little bit disappointed that we wouldn't go and get the cast from the previous movie, honestly, because I really liked the cast in the first movie, but you guys still pretty interesting. I'm still excited when Jack Black was playing this role in the first movie. Trailers wasn't like the best, but I still went with some good hopes, honestly. All I wanted for me, honestly, was to have a really fun time, was to have some fun and enjoy really fun time. I expected probably better than the first movie or anything, I expected to have a really fun time. And while there is fun to be had in Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween, unfortunately, it just ended up becoming painfully mediocre. And even though I wasn't my hopes weren't super high for this movie, I was still honestly very disappointed with this movie. It's not like a bad movie or not a watchable movie. It's a painfully mediocre at best, and that's pretty unfortunate. There are still some good things to be had in this movie. As I said, there is some fun to be had. There were some fun and very enjoyable moments, and especially a few scenes involving the monsters in the movie, and there's also this one best scene that's standing along the trailer that definitely is the best scene in the movie. Actually a pretty fun and great scene. The scene is very hilarious as well, what Garbus do, so that's pretty hilarious. The acting is actually pretty solid, honestly. The acting is like amazing and everything and mind-blowing, but it's pretty solid and good. The characters I'll get into later, but in terms of acting, everybody does do the best of what they're given. Everyone does do the best of trying to bring something out of this material, and I can commend them for that. And there were definitely some good humor, there were definitely some good moments that did make me laugh, I'm not gonna lie on that. And the story, the story in this movie actually had potential. It actually did have potential to actually be a fun and entertaining ride, like the first movie was. Whereas with the story, like this actually could have been very interesting. They actually could have done a lot of great fun possibilities with the story. I think executed that we'll get into later, but the story did have potential. It did have potential. And definitely stand in terms of performances, definitely Jack Black, R.L. Stein, and Flappy. Those are definitely the most standout characters in the movie. Jack Black does do a great job as characters. How do you feel overall film? Again, I'll get into that. But they definitely have a few great moments they definitely have some great moments that you expect these characters to bring, and they do bring a lot of great moments. And it is well shot. Cinematography, I don't say it's amazing, but it's well shot, and it does have some good effects. There were some good moments of on the face of the monster, especially the gunbear scene, like I mentioned, and there's some moments I thought, looks actually pretty good. Oh, we don't get all the things that I really didn't like about Goosebumps 2 Hot Halloween. In my opinion, the biggest problem that really plagues this movie is honestly the wasted potential as. Now, like I mentioned, the story here, it has potential. It has potential to actually be a fun and entertaining and even kind of scary thrill ride. But just how the story was executed and what stuff that happens in this movie, it's just a lot. Like I said, there is fun to be had. It does have some good moments in terms of the fun factor. But if they were to do some things a little more, or they would do this, or do well, something, if they would do a few things different, and they would kind of to expand it, if they kind of do, if they don't kind of expand on the possibilities of what they actually could have done, again, this could have been like an entertaining and even scary thrill ride. Because there isn't a lot of fun to be had in it. There is some fun moments, but just not enough to say this is a truly fun movie. Yeah. And as much as I honestly love Slappy this movie, as much as Slappy's great, I mean, Slappy's very iconic person, huge mom, like, who doesn't love Slappy? His actual plan, without spoiling anything, just comes out as like, wait, that's your plan? Come on, Slappy, you're smarter than that. And it's later on, was it? Something. And other than him or Otto Stein, who by the way, honestly, if you kind of just shoehorned in here, like, that's one thing I didn't like about Otto Stein character, even though I really enjoyed this movie. His character feels like shoehorned in, and don't really do a whole lot with his character, honestly, so you can really tell they just wanted to have him here because, hey, he's one of the first movie. I mean, whatever, but he doesn't have much to do in this movie. He doesn't even have an hook in this movie, honestly, so I don't know why doesn't Nick get retired back here, honestly. But yeah, other than him, but yeah, he's gonna be moments, but they could have done a better job, honestly, not except a better job bringing him back here. Making him, I feel like he actually is important, but it doesn't, honestly. But yeah, other than Otto Stein and Slappy, I didn't really care about any of the characters. They really they aren't that interesting characters. They kind of play the stereotypes they expected certain characters to play. And they also can be very annoying at times, and they don't really have much development from them all. They don't really have much, like, depth with them, and they don't have like, much depth or much substance to them. Because that, you don't really care much of the characters. They simply just don't stand out with the characters in the first movie. Those characters had a lot, like, I'm sorry to hear the first Goosebumps, but I mean, those characters at least had a lot of depth, a lot of intrigue, and a lot of great moments, and also great personalities, along with great acting. I mean, Dancing here is definitely solid. Like, even though the actors are really trying to bring some time to these characters, but the writing doesn't really match how good they are trying in this movie, which is very unfortunate. Because there be moments where the characters actually could have been interesting and some answers, but not really got potential. Like I said, this film has a lot of wasted potential to it. So, but because of poor development and poor writing, you don't really capture any of the characters other than Otto Stein or Slappy. Just very unfortunate. I don't know, there could have been something with the two kids in this movie. There actually could have been something with them, but again, the film doesn't really get much development. You don't really know much about them, honestly. And another characters just play kind of stereotypes, like this character who plays like girl who has like boyfriend, has like a jerk talker, like not actually shaken, and you have the mother that's basically always worrying about, it's kind of worrisome and doesn't believe them at first, but ends up believing them in the end, whatever. Just, you get those type of characters in this movie, and I'm not gonna attack those characters. It's just they do a really good job of putting those characters. And while those some effects that are pretty good, most of the effects CGI honestly kind of sucks here, honestly. Like they really trying to stick out for them. You can really tell they're trying to. You can tell they weren't trying with some of these CGI monster. You can tell they were trying with some of these CGI effects and some of these monster effects. No, they really started like a horse dumb. Like, oh my god, this was like, seriously, like you're even trying, honestly. Because they don't care about much of the characters, honestly, and the story doesn't go potentially. The film can get very boring times. This one's like 90 minutes long, so. Yeah, boring is definitely something the film shouldn't be, but I was definitely kind of bored at times. And that's very unfortunate. And of course, with Goosebumps, the film actually isn't scary. It's really terrified like it should, honestly. And of course there were some moments of humor where I was like, oh my god, this is very cringy. So overall, Goosebumps 2000 Halloween unfortunately wasn't as good as it could have been. Honestly, it's not even that good of a movie. There's not a lot honestly else I can say about this movie because, again, this one actually could have been a fun, entertaining, even scary thrill ride. But because of poor writing and poor development and poor storytelling, it doesn't go for the fun to cook on. Like, it does have some fun moments, it does have good humor, it does have solid acting, it does have some really good moments, and it does have some good effects, it does have some good moments. But it's not enough to inside this film that are truly fun and really great thrill ride. Unfortunately, it's just, again, painfully mediocre. That's honestly kind of sad on, and that's honestly one disappointment. It's just being a bad movie, honestly. And so, I don't know if I would recommend, like, maybe because maybe your kids like this movie, but honestly, maybe I would see it as matinee for your kids, honestly, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend seeing this movie, honestly. I would just go back seeing the first Goosebumps, honestly, or maybe even the TV show, honestly. Like, you know, the rest of the whole on that show. That's still fun. It's still a really good show. So that being said, I'm going to give Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween a 40 out of C. The definition of a meh or mediocre film. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. If you did manage to see this movie, let me know what your thoughts on comments down below. Did you fortunately listen to what I did, or did you actually find some enjoyment that I didn't? Let me know in the comments down below. And stay tuned, I have a lot more videos planned. I have a lot more gameplay videos up very soon. I hope that I can see the Halloween 2018 movie very soon. I'll have you that when I eventually see it. And I actually have seen all the Halloween movies, so I will do a ranking of all the movies very soon as well. And I'll have a couple horror reviews coming your way along with a horror top 10 list. Yeah, I got a lot of those planned, but hopefully it'll be worth it, honestly. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I honestly truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites, all in the description down below. I am Samuel1World from Samuel1World Reviews. I'll see you next time, and stay cool up there. Peace.